dear class 10 students, how are you guys? Very good morning. Hope you all are doing great. We are back with another live today with the best topic I can see. That's top 33 NCERT questions. Before that, just let me know that am I audible, visible, and everything is clear in this live session. So students, see, like what happens these days, there is circular of competency based question, there are certain reference book, there are certain YouTube channels, certain YouTube videos, but in all that practice, sometimes what we miss are the NCERT questions, right? Do you know that everything in SST comes from NCERT? Every line of NCERT is important, and every question out there in the exercise section is very, very important, right? So our today's target will be solving the top 33 NCERT questions throughout the day. Just let me know in the live chat option that are you ready to solve it or not, because it will be a long session, small, not that long, small session where you need to be engaged throughout the session, because I will be busy in solving all 33 questions. All of them are majorly subjective type of question that will even help you to know the pattern how to write answers in your exams. Okay, so let's begin with the session. I can see you guys have joined the session. That's very great. Once again, warm welcome on the platform Deeksha, Vedantu. This is your SST faculty Tanvi Mam, and let us start our live session with the first question of the day. Okay, now we know that in history the first chapter is Rise of Nationalism in Europe. In NCERT book, the exercise section, the first question is write a short note on following. However, there are 4 or 5 options. What we are going to deal today is about Giuseppe Mazzini and Count de Cavour. Now the question in our mind when we see such type of questions in the format of short note, the first thing that clicks in our mind, ma'am, is there need to write it in paragraphs, or we can write it in points? And this is the major thing right now running in your mind, right? No worries, bacha. Answer writing pattern is very important, right? Answer writing method is very important. Okay, so answer writing method, whenever there is short note and if it is for less mark, like 2 mark, 3 mark, I suggest you to write it in paragraph. But whenever it is for 5 mark and still if they are writing short note, you choose to write it in points. That is the only thing that you need to keep in mind. Okay, now what to know about this is we will start with option A. Okay, we will start with option A. So do you guys remember who was Giuseppe Mazzini? Tell me in the live chat option, who was he? So in this chapter, Rise of Nationalism in Europe, there was a time, okay, there was a time when revolution was going on and there was so many revolutionaries out there. Among them, the very first person was Giuseppe Mazzini. So who was he? He was an Italian revolutionary. I'm not writing in complete sentence. I hope that you guys understand the point, because then it will slow down my process and we will eventually not able to solve all the questions. Okay. Acha, so ace up or pace with my speed. Okay, so Giuseppe Mazzini was an Italian revolutionary. Basically, he was a person, okay, pay attention over here. He was a person who was born in 1807 at a place known as Genoa. Okay, at a place known as Genoa. At the age of 24, pay attention, at the age of 24, for an revolutionary activity at Liguria, he was arrested and sent to exile. He was arrested and sent to exile. He was the person who has the first idea, okay, the first idea to create a यूनिफाइड इटली भाई पहली बार ऐसा कोई देश कंट्री बनेगी. The first idea was about Giuseppe Mazzini. The first time when he wanted that unified Italy. Do you know, right? Do you know he has also formed certain organization known as Young Italy. Okay, Young Italy and Young Europe. The like-minded people who were like enjoying the ideology of Mazzini joined the sessions, joined these groups of Giuseppe Mazzini. And he was even remarked by, he was even remarked by Duke Metternich. Okay, he was remarked by Duke Metternich that he is the most dangerous enemy of social order. So such type of person which made everyone frightened was Giuseppe Mazzini, right? Pay attention, 5 points are in front of you. This is how you can write a 5-marker question. Now if I talk about Giuseppe Mazzini in more detail, so he has said that everything has a unit. Like for milk we have a unit, for water we have a unit. For citizens, he said that the natural unit of mankind are the nations. So I want that all the Italian speaking people should be represented by a nation, should have a definite border and a ruler or government or type of representative government in a nation particularly. Get it? Aaya samajh? This is how we need to work with the next one. Moving to the next one, I can see you guys are engaging here. Very good, very good. That's how we will work today. Hi, hello to everyone. Hello to all those students who have joined right now. I am trying to see all your comments, all your views, but we will focus more on solving questions today. Okay, now coming to the next one, who is Cavour. Right? Who is next one, beta? So next one is Count de Cavour. So there is 2 unification that's given into your book. One is about Germany and the other is about Italy. When we talk about Italy, we see 3 personalities over there. One was Mazzini, as we discussed. The other one is Count de Cavour. Okay, the other one is Count de Cavour, and the last one was Garibaldi. Now if I talk about Count de Cavour, he was a diplomat. Okay, he was a diplomat, or we can call him the chief minister. Okay, chief minister of Sardinia Piedmont. And if you remember, what was Sardinia Piedmont, beta? Sardinia Piedmont was the only region where an Italian ruler was ruling. Only region, area of Italy where an Italian ruler was ruling. If we talk about him, he was neither a he was neither a revolutionary like Mazzini. No, he was not like Mazzini. So he was neither a revolutionary nor a democrat. He don't want a democratic nation, but he was a democrat. Okay, but he was a diplomat, right? By his diplomatic ability, what we can say, he has made an alliance, and who he defeated. He defeated the Austrian forces. He defeated the Austrian forces and merged the region in 1859 with Italy. Get it? So now see, this Austrian forces were ruling the region of Lombardy and Venetia. If you will see at the map of Italy, this region was Lombardy and Venetia. This region was Sardinia Piedmont. The map doesn't look like exactly the same. Don't judge me on the basis of my map making abilities. So this was Sardinia Piedmont, ruled by the ruler. Okay, and this was Lombardy and Venetia, that was under the control of Austrian forces. So this Austrian forces were defeated by the diplomatic alliance made by Cavour. Answer to the first question here. Okay, ready for the second question or not? Put your energy high, because today we are going to solve 33 questions. Complete SST, all important NCERT questions right there. Okay, so I can see guys, you are enjoying the session. That's well and good. Acha, do you have pen and paper right now with you or not? Write the questions, write the answers, write the keywords what I am telling. Because until you are not going to practice this, watching just this live session is not going to work out. Okay? Along with watching, your hand should also work. Start writing by Likho. Okay, so the question is, who was Meraine and Germania? What was the importance of the way in which they are portrayed? Okay, who was Meraine and Germania? So here in the chapter we talk about allegory. Okay, allegory. So what is allegory? Allegory is basically the female figures. Okay, they are the female figures that represents a nation. So pay attention that whenever I start an answer, I start with a format that is intro. Okay, then I will write the main points which I need to write, and if needed and if I have good conclusion, I'll end the answer with a good conclusion too. This should be the format of your answer throughout your SST exam, throughout everywhere, not even only in SST. It works out in science also, students, right? Anyone in the live chat right now who has followed this and scored very good marks, you can share your story too. So yes, this is about a female figure that represented a nation. First we will talk about Meraine. Okay, then we will talk about Germania. So okay, basically this is a popular, okay, sorry. So basically this is a popular French name, okay, and here you can identify that. So it is a French allegory. That means basically like Bharat Mata. How do we see India? Bharat Mata. How do we see French with Meraine? How do we see Germany with Germania? So this is a popular French name that used to be there. This figure was made on the stamps at that time. On the stamps at that time, basically this contains the red cap, okay, then tricolor flag, okay, tricolor flag plus cockade, representing what, beta? Representing freedom, representing liberty, what French Revolution was all about, right? So here we got 3 points. Now if we talk about Germania, so by Germania is a figure from Germany, or it is the female allegory of Germany. Acha, one more thing what we can write in Meraine is that it was drawn by Philip Wheat, okay, it was drawn by Philip Wheat, Germany. And now if we see this picture was seen at the back, at the wall of Frankfurt Parliament 2, okay. And in this female figure we can see crown of oak leaves. Everyone out here, are you getting bored or not? Not at all. You're not allowed to get bored in history. That too when you're studying with Tanvi Mam. Okay, so crown of oak leaves, which represents heroism. So where the figure Meraine represents freedom and liberty, Germania represents what? Heroism. Okay, done. Will you able to frame this answer? Will you able to write it or not? Batao. Tell me right now, is it going good? This is how you need to frame your answers. I know MCQs are less and you might be thinking, ma'am, let us skip the session. Not at all allowed. But today you need to be here, you need to solve whatever I'm solving along with me. Next question in front of you, briefly trace the process of German unification by throughout the year. One and only thing that's running into our mind, Ratlo, Magab, what? Unification of Germany, unification of Italy. So today we will start the answer with unification of Germany. All the students out here, this answer, write as it is, no one will take your marks, okay? I am ensuring this to you. Come on. So if we talk about German unification, so various times efforts were made, okay? Efforts were made since when, beta? Since 1848 for what? For unification of Germany. But every time what happened? Every time, right? The revolutionaries were suppressed, okay? Every time the revolutionaries raised their voice, they were suppressed by whom, right? There were certain powerful people in the society who do not wanted to share the powers. So every time they were suppressed by, okay, by add karna hai, then suppressed by monarchy. Then military was also there, so powerful people, and landowners. And bacha, landowners. Acha, do you know what are these landowners known as? They are known as junkers. Now, who are junkers? The large landowners who do not ever want their power to be shared. Bhai zyada zameen hai, why to share? Okay, getting the point. And how they become landowners? The society allowed them. The society gave them that much power. So, yes, every time they are suppressed by monarchy, okay, then military and landowners. But now, this time, the efforts are made by Prussia. So with the help of Prussian initiative, with the help of Prussian initiative, and Chief Minister writing short note now, Otto von Bismarck. Okay, I'm writing in short, bacha, do not use the same thing in exam. So with the practice of, with the initiative of Otto von Bismarck, okay, who was the Chief Minister of Prussia, he started what, beta? He started war. Okay, this war went for how many years? This war went for 7 years. Okay, how many wars were there? There were 3 wars. What to remember here is most that wars were against how many countries? So here wars were again Austria, okay, Denmark, this can come as an MCQ, and France. So by 3 wars over 7 years, quite difficult time. So he started, who started beta? Otto von Bismarck started this war for 7 years, 3 wars, and it led to Prussian victory. Finally, it led to what? It led to Prussian victory. At the Hall of Versailles, everyone met in January. It was in January 1871, and the Prussian king. Now, who will answer the king? Let me see who is going to answer that, who was the king, because I want to know you guys that in 1871, okay, in 1871, who became the emperor of where? Germany. Tell me. Let me see. Okay, so I can see your answers. Basically, it was King Wilhelm I, who was proclaimed as the German emperor in this meeting, all of Versailles, good morning, January of the year 1871. Now, why 1871? Here itself is very, very important because you have 2 unification in your book, Italy, Germany, 71, 61, and everything gets confusing day by day. So, remember that Germany, big one, okay, the country, how to remember that, I'll tell you. We have Italy, okay, then we have Germany. We have 2 years, 1861, 1871. किसकी spelling small है? Italy is small. So match 61 with it, large one with 71. This is just a trick how I remember it. You can also use it, but do not get confused, bacha. I am not here to make you more confused, rather to make this more clear to you. Done with this? 3 questions from the chapter, NCERT chapter, which chapter? Rise of Nationalism in Europe. Moving to the next chapter, that is Nationalism in India. Very good, everyone is here. I'm feeling very, very good seeing all of my students studying from me. Chalo, why were Indian outraged by Rowlatt Act? So this one is from Nationalism in India. So Rowlatt Act, okay, we will talk about which act, beta? Rowlatt Act. Now pay attention, whenever you will write this type of answer, you can give a side heading or you can directly write 2. But what is about Rowlatt Act? So it was passed in the year, no need to write in the year, sorry. It was passed in 1919 by whom? Imperial Legislative Assembly. Okay, Imperial Legislative, I hope my writing is clear to everyone. So it was passed in 1990 very hurriedly by the Imperial Legislative Assembly. Basically, we are talking about the assembly that was stationed in Britain, not talking about India. Okay, so the imperial one, the most powerful one, Imperial Legislative Assembly in Britain. What this act talk about, basically, what were the provisions in this act? So according to this act, okay, according to this act, government can detain political prisoners, ठीक है, for how many years, beta? Okay, coming down, for how many years? Up till then I'm writing for dash years dash years, political prisoners for dash years without any trial. Okay, without any what? Trial. And trial here means the basic procedure which is followed before arresting a person. So why were Indians outraged by this? Because, okay, you can see that, pay attention. Now the question, second part of this question, sorry, one part only. Why were they outraged? The main point you need to write here is, basically, the Indians were outraged and consider this act as a black act because, because it do not give freedom, okay, and takes all the individual rights of citizens. So because of this act, our rights were taken. However, what rights are we talking about by the Britishers? They have not given us a single right, human right, and here we are talking about rights. But yeah, this was definitely a type of act by which people can get outraged. People were so disappointed. Even after that, we started Rowlatt Satyagraha. If you remember, Gandhiji decided that this is a very good option and we can start all India movement. 6th of April, violence happened and the movement cannot continue. We know the other effects also, like Jallianwala Bagh massacre, etc. Okay, done with? Aa gaya? Get everyone out here. Tell me, is it clear or not, or do you have any doubts? Just let me know. Okay, chalo, next question. Write a newspaper report on two things. One is Jallianwala Bagh massacre and the other one is Simon Commission. Okay, so what we can do, we can make it like this: Jallianwala massacre. I'm not writing Bagh, I don't know why. So here we have Jallianwala Bagh massacre and here we have Simon Commission. We'll talk about both of them one by one. Okay, chalo, let's start with the first thing. Okay, and the first thing is about Jallianwala Bagh massacre. So the smile I gave was not at all required. The topic is such that basically now we know that it was 13th of April. So it was 13th of April 1990. The place is Amritsar. The place is Amritsar, where everyone gathered to celebrate Baisakhi. Okay, where everyone gathered to celebrate what? Baisakhi. Okay, fine. People gathered to celebrate Baisakhi, but what happened? Because of that Rowlatt Satyagraha. Pay attention, I'm just writing the keywords, do not get confused. Because of that Rowlatt Satyagraha, right, they also arrested two people, Dr. Satyapal and Dr. Saifuddin Khichlu. Because of this Satyagraha, there was so much violence they find in Amritsar. And due to which, what was there? Martial law was applied. Acha, do you know what is martial law, beta? Martial law is basically military rule in which all your rights are taken, which already were taken. But in that, now they have legal right to say that. So martial law was applied and people were unaware about that. The people just came here to celebrate the usual festival. They celebrate in a manner every year. Now this was done when martial law was applied. Okay, so what happened now when people gathered? We know General Dyer came here, entered the only exit and did what? Open firing, killed many people, like around 500 plus people were killed in this open firing. It was a terrible act by this person, right? Whole nation was stunned. People decided to give back their titles and everyone was stunned by this act of British government. Okay, done with Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Ho gaya yaad? Do not remember, I was about to say. Do not forget the years, beta. History is all about years. Now, you might be thinking, ma'am, history is all about years. But how you will remember that thing is the stories. The more and more you take history as a story, the more and more you start loving this subject like I do. I know majority of the students right now in the comment section might be thinking, ma'am, we don't love this subject. We do. So, beta, You will love it eventually when you study again and again, when you learn it as story and tell to others as story too. The most important part is teaching others also. Okay, chalo, I'll not take much of your time. No gyanbazi before exams. We will move with Simon Commission 1928. Why did Simon Commission came to India? To introduce, okay, I'm on point here, to introduce constitutional changes, okay, or to bring certain constitutional changes for the politics development in India, they said. But what happens? Indians boycotted this commission, giving the slogans, Simon go back, wapas jao Simon, Simon go back. And what was the reason of boycotting, beta? The reason for the boycott is that there were 7 members in the Simon Commission. John Simon was the head, that's why it is named as Simon Commission. 7 members in the Simon Commission, and all were English, or we can say Britishers. Now you are making development for India, you are making constitutional changes for India, none of the Indian members present in the Simon Commission. What Indians will do? Do you think that they will welcome? Not at all. Rather, they boycotted the Simon Commission. They welcomed the Simon Commission with black flags and the slogans, Simon go back. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that go back students enjoy. No. Come here, we will move with the next question of the day. Very good question from NCERT, oftenly asked in exams, and you people think that array exercise question, easy question, we will do it. No, beta. Pay attention. Compare the image of Bharat Mata in chapter 2 with the image of Germania in chapter 1. Now this is something out of mind. Why? Kahan se hai? This is something out of what we were thinking up till now. So we will start with the image of Bharat Mata in chapter 2. Okay. You have to compare this with the image of Germania. With the image of Germania. Okay, Bharat Mata and the image of Germania. So basically, who is Bharat Mata? So Bharat Mata is, like, see how easy we will write. So Bharat Mata is allegory of India. And who is Germania? See how this is, how you have to write a 5-mark question when it comes in differences. Okay, and it's about allegory of Germany. It is allegory of Germany. Acha, Bharat Mata is there, Germania is there. Then Bharat Mata picture was drawn by Abhinendranath Tagore. Abhinendranath Tagore. This picture is drawn by Philip Wheat. Okay. If we talk about this picture of Bharat Mata particularly, it is surrounded by, okay, it is surrounded by line, okay. And if we talk about Germania picture particularly, she has a sword in her hand, okay, she has a sword in her hand. Bharat Mata's picture is made in a way that she is calm, composed, divine and spiritual, okay, and spiritual. However, when we talk about this picture of Germania, she here represents heroism, as she is wearing what? Crown of oak leaves. So were you ready for this question? I know none of you were ready for this question, and this is how you can present a proper format of answers in your exam. Okay, what happened? Prepared with this question? Very good, very good. I can see out here. Okay, chalo, we'll start with the next question out here. 6th question of the day is done. Next question is, which of the following is the main cause of land degradation in Punjab? My dear students, give me the answer right now. Is it intensive cultivation, deforestation, overgrazing, or over irrigation? Now, between these questions, I have also put certain types of what we can say MCQs, so that I can see that are you guys sleeping, okay, or here in the class active or not. So answer me this question: what are the main causes of land degradation, particularly in Punjab? Meanwhile you are answering, we will talk about the major issue, that is land degradation. We will talk about the issue land degradation. Acha, if we talk about land degradation, this topic comes from the chapter resource and development. Two resources are given over there, one is land and the other is soil. In that topic, what you guys have studied is land use pattern, okay, land uses particularly. Then we have plain, mountains, plateau, their percentage, because unevenly distributed land is over India. However, one important topic is what are the reasons and solutions to land degradation. So we know that 5 reasons are deforestation. First one is deforestation. Okay, what is the another one? Over irrigation. Now this is the question all about. You might be answering it, I can see. Then third one is overgrazing. Okay, third one what we have is beta overgrazing. Then do you remember? I forget. Deforestation, over irrigation, overgrazing. Arey bhai, over mining. Dimag is not braining. Brain is not braining. And the last one is about industrial pollution. No, I remember it. I'm just making you feel entertained. So, otherwise you will say, ma'am, you are teaching so boring. Learn from this teacher, learn from that teacher and make it entertaining. Acha. Okay, coming to this question, main cause of land degradation in Punjab. So, beta, Punjab mein what has been done na? Over irrigation. By in 1970, okay, listen this story, very important. Everyone out here, listen this story. In 1970s, Indian government has decided that we will launch green revolution. Acha, why green revolution was launched? So green revolution was launched particularly because they wanted to increase what? We want to increase agriculture production, because up till now, just recently we become an independent nation, like newborn country. So to make the nation self-reliant and not dependent on other nations, we made this green revolution applied in India. What was the target of this green revolution? So the target was to increase the production of wheat and rice. The target was to increase the production of what? Wheat and rice in India. Now what happened? The people of Punjab, Haryana, Western UP took it as a challenge. By we will be the states that will stay forward. Basically, yeah, everyone wants their economy to grow. The state wanted to. But in that they forget that by rice is a subsistence crop in Odisha and West Bengal, because all the climatic conditions are already existing there. Like if I ask you right now how many centimeter of rainfall is required for the growth of rice, I think you are going to answer it, but I am just judging it. Okay, tell me right now in the live chat option that how many centimeter of rainfall is required for the rice growth, which is present in West Bengal and Odisha but not in Punjab. So when that much amount of water is not present, because rice growth needs water logging, then what they did? They did what, beta? Irrigation. But was the soil that was present in Punjab ready for it? No, it was not ready for it. Like we used to bath once in a day, that too in cold weather. We feel like, nahi mama, aaj nahi, we'll take bath tomorrow. And if someone asks you to take bath 10 times in a day, you will be like, oh, what is happening in my life? So with the soil, right, the more water is given to the soil than required, soil will become alkaline in nature. Soil will become what, beta? Alkaline in nature, and somewhere the fertility of the soil was reducing day by day, is reducing say day by day, leads to land degradation. So answer to this question will be D. Whoever right now in the comment section has given me the answer, clap for you. But we will move to the next question, not stopping here yet. Name the state having black soil and the crops grown in this soil. Okay, easy question, very easy question that you also can answer me right now. I'm waiting for your responses up till then. So here we are talking about black soil. However, the question asks only small thing to you, but we will talk about this in detail. No issues. Let's talk about it in detail. Okay, whenever the question comes, you only write about the thing that's asked. If we talk about black soil, beta, so black soil is also known as cotton soil or black cotton soil, or it is also known as Rager soil. Acha, anyone here in the session knows why it is known as Rager soil? Let me see. I'm giving you a challenge. Let me see. Anyone here knows about Rager soil? So, cotton soil and Rager soil. Okay. It is. Now you are telling me that what are the states, so I'm not teaching you right now. We'll talk about black soil. But it's clayey in nature. Okay, the soil is clayey in nature. Now what does it means by clay in nature? So basically, it has so fine particles. Have you seen clay? It has so fine particles. Because of this clay nature, whenever there is rain, okay, whenever there is rain, like we pour water in a clay, what happens? It becomes sticky. So whenever there is first shower of rainfall, it becomes what? The clay soil becomes sticky, so much sticky. But whenever this, after a small time, after a period of time, you will see that the dough of that clay, deep cracks are developed. So whenever there is summer season, okay, summer season, deep cracks are developed in this type of soil, which is good for aeration. Okay, and then when rain will come, we need to tilt the soil for making it fertile or making it useful. Acha, very good. Now the states where this soil is found, as you guys told me right now. So before that, I want to tell you one more important thing. Black soil is, okay, black soil is popularly known as for its capacity to hold क्या? अरे भाई, capacity to hold moisture. Very good. And this is how I got to know that. अरे okay, I was thinking that after double clicking we can get the eraser. It is usually happening with mistake. Okay, it never happens when I want it intentionally. Okay, let's move to states where black soil is found. So it is found in Maharashtra. Then we know it's in Madhya Pradesh. Which region of Madhya Pradesh? Malwa. Then here it is in Gujarat. Hey bhai, this Gujarat, U becomes Y. So it is in Gujarat. Okay, which region of Gujarat? Saurashtra region of Gujarat. Yaad rakhna, this is important. And what are the crops grown? So we know that crops are particularly cotton. Then we can see groundnut, chili, etc. Done? Okay, framework of the answer is good. Will you able to write it? Okay, however, the question was asking small portion we have just discussed in detail so that you can never miss a point in future too. Done with the 8th question. 33 out there in line. Let's move to the 9th one. Okay, without wasting much of your time, describe how communities has protected and conserved the forest and wildlife in India by most important 5-marker question. Most important 5-marker question which is asked so frequently in exam, and we are going to talk about it. I am directly writing the communities without the introduction, but how you will start the answer, that the communities has, since ages the communities has protected and conserved forest and wildlife in India in the following manner. Get it? First point, acha, pay attention, be concentrated, whoever is sleeping, wake up. Arey at 10th, we are having exams near future. Be energetic, see my Josh. You have to keep your Josh high. Is it high or not? Tell me. Acha, so communities have protected and preserved forest. The first community which we will talk about, acha, I'll write all the points and then we will discuss about them. So first we will talk about Sariska Tiger Reserve. Sariska, okay, Sariska Tiger Reserve. Okay, this one is from Rajasthan. Then we will talk about Bhairav Dev, Dakav Sonchuri, Bhairav Dev, Dakav Sonchuri. Okay, then we will talk about Chipko movement. Okay, and then Chipko movement is there. Beej Bachao Andolan. Bhai, I am forgetting. What about you? I'm not forgetting. Beej Bachao Andolan. Is it I give so contradictory statement? I am forgetting. And just right then, I'm not forgetting. Okay, how can it be my mistake anyway? So, Beej Bachao Andolan and then sacred groves. Now, bhai, from where this point comes? In books we have, books. Nahin. Book. One book is difficult to handle and here I am saying books. So, in book we have 4 points, but below that 4 point a box is given. And when it is for 5 marker, how many points we need to cover by? 5 points. So, here are the 5 points you need to write. Now, I am going to discuss them all in detail. Okay, pay attention. If I talk about this Sariska Tiger Reserve, so basically in the Sariska Tiger Reserve, mining was started by the government. Okay, mining was started by the government. People opposed it, citing what? Citing the Wildlife Protection Act. Bhai, aapne to pass kiya tha, you only did it and forget it, right? Wildlife Protection Act in 1972. So mining was going on. People opposed it. People said no. नहीं, mining नहीं करेंगे because you have provided that in the Wildlife Protection Act, habitat of the wildlife will be protected. So, after the denial, government stopped the mining and that was a successful activity of communities doing what? Protecting the wildlife. Then we have Bhairav Dev, Dakav Sonchuri. So, basically this was again in Rajasthan, in the Alwar district of Rajasthan. What people did, they declared 1200 hectares of land. How many land, beta? 1200 hectares of land as Bhairav Dev Dakav Sonchuri. And here all the rules, regulations will be made by the people, that the community over there, the panchayat over there, and no one will be interfering in their matters. Done, beta? Very good. So we are done with Bhairav Dev Dakav Sonchuri. Chipko movement started in the Himalayan region. You know about this. Yeah, you are studying it from since childhood. Everyone hugged the tree and no one allowed to. Okay. Who is the personality associated with Chipko movement? Tell me right now. There is a personality, you are reading it since childhood. I want the name, that personality that's associated with Chipko movement. It has nothing to do with class 10th. It's something to do with your IQ. Okay, Beej Bachao Andolan, this is done in Tehri. Okay, where is Tehri, beta? Tehri is in Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand mein Tehri is a place. What they have done, they used diversified seeds which are like sustainable and do not have any, what we can say, HYV seeds, or do not have any chemicals out there in these seeds. So they are protecting it very nicely. That's very good. And if we talk about sacred groves, bhai, sacred groves are basically to protect the virgin forest. Okay, to protect the virgin forest which is pristine in nature. Pristine in nature, that means to be protected, which is worshipped since centuries. Like there are certain communities in India that worship, like if we talk about communities which worship black bug. You know the story. Everyone here knows the story. Everyone here has seen memes, videos, stand-ups regarding that black bug. Let us not take the name. It's threatening to take that story's name. Okay, so here we are talking about sacred groves in India, with tribal communities feeling that it's their ancestral property, ancestral land, protect the same. Done? Chalo. 10th question of the day. 10th question of the day. What is water scarcity and what are its major causes? Yeah, this is so childish question. So childish question. Why I have put this, I don't know. So what is water scarcity? Batao. What is water scarcity? Whenever there is no availability of water for drinking and doing basic activities around us is water scarcity. The urban areas of India majorly face this challenge, or industrialized areas too. So what are the causes of this water scarcity? Okay, so what do you think? Increased population, is it a reason? Yes. So increased population is one of the major reason for water scarcity. Then we can tell industrialization, as industries need water for working, for creating energy and many more such things. Then we have urbanization, by we are taking showers and without even considering the fact that rural areas may, there are some people who exactly do not have that much of water for the whole use, not in rural areas, particularly like if we talk about Chennai. Chennai is facing acute water shortage. Places like Bangalore, okay, in summer season, major urban cities of India are facing, but we have just changed our lifestyle, urban lifestyle, showers, bathtubs, jacuzzis and many more stuffs like that. So yes, urbanization is there, then migration is one of the factors, slum areas and all that. So as well as industrial pollution too. Can never forget this point. So industrial pollution is also one of the reason why water scarcity is a major problem throughout the world. Here I am particularly talking about India. Okay, bachcha log. So we are done with 10 questions from NCERT, but we need to do more. We need to do more. 33 questions out there. Moving to next one, compare the advantages and disadvantage of multi-purpose river projects. So by this multi-purpose river projects, if I talk about these projects, so who proclaimed these projects as temples of modern India, beta? So they were proclaimed as temples of modern India. Tell me who proclaimed it. Tell me, live chat option. Tell me who proclaimed it as temples of modern India. There is a leader, okay? But what we need to focus here are advantages and disadvantages, okay? And disadvantages. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of multi-purpose river project? You might be thinking, if the disadvantage sustains, then why we made it? So everything has advantage and disadvantage, and sometimes we need to accept it because this is all what was needed for the development of the society. So if I talk about by advantages, basically this multi-purpose river projects were made with the main objective to control flood. But in the last year, like 2025, we have seen major terrible flood in the region of Punjab and Haryana. This clearly indicates that there are certain loopholes in the system as well as these projects too. So then is to generate electricity, okay, electricity. It facilitates inland navigation. Okay, then if we talk about multi-purpose river projects are used in industrial purpose too, water for industrial uses, right? These are the basic reasons. The most important is generating electricity as well as controlling flood, okay? But now if we move to the disadvantages, the irony is that apart from these advantages, having all these advantages, the multi-purpose river projects are under scrutiny since ages. Why? By what is the reason? Because with the objective to control flood, what happened? We hindered Okay, we hindered what, beta? The natural flow of water. We hindered the natural flow of water. That led to poor sedimentation. That led to what? Poor sedimentation. Get the points? These are very important. Okay, everyone out here, stop wasting your time spamming, chatting with each other, asking each other the IDs, what I can see here right now. Okay, stop it, focus here. Poor sedimentation. Because of this poor sedimentation, natural flow is affected, due to which aquatic life is facing issue. And because of this poor sedimentation, it even causes flood sometimes. Oh bhai, this is an issue. Whenever you are making dams, there is a social implication, that social movement will be there. You will ask the people living out there to move to another place. So that is also, it even affect the natural scenery. However, we have more important point than this one. Okay, so these are what advantages and disadvantages of multi-purpose river projects out there. Okay, just give me a second, let me drink water. You also take a break of just 2 minutes and we will be back with the next question. Chalo, let's move to the next question. Hope you guys are done with the break. 12th question of the day. Which of the following describes a system in which only single crop is grown faster? Fastest finger thrust. Let me check who is the correct one over here. So basically here they are asking the question that which of the following describes a system in which a single crop is grown, only one crop is grown. Options are A, primitive subsistence farming, B, intensive subsistence farming, C, shifting cultivation, and the last one, that's plantation farming. Okay, the question is very easy, but it was from NCERT and I find that I can even explain you in detail about that. If we talk about primitive, by the word itself talk about that it is old. So in this process, old hoe, dow was used, right? Plow was used, subsistence for self-consumption, not with the matter of selling it to another person. Intensive, now population increases, so they will not use the old techniques, rather they will use the biochemicals. This one is from the chapter, what chapter? Agriculture. If I talk about shifting cultivation, it is part of primitive subsistence. So A is not correct, B is not correct, C is not correct. Then what is the correct answer? Yes, as you guys are also telling me. So D is the correct answer. That's plantation farming. So yes, dear students, in plantation farming, only and only single crop is grown. What is grown, beta? Single crop is grown, and the best example for the single crop is tea and coffee out there. If you will see in the tea gardens in Assam, only tea is grown, right? If you go to Karnataka, places like Munnar, Ooty, you will see that only tea gardens are there. Tea is grown, that means one single crop is grown out there. Okay, chalo, done with this question. Next is, suggest the initiatives taken by government to increase the agriculture production. Now it is very important. Why? Because you can see this question multiple times. Like I can tell you, this was asked in 2025 too. Right? I remember this question was repeated in 2023. Even I remember this in 2022. I don't remember above than this. I only remember this 5 last year question papers. So the question is about what were the technical, because here they have written what? Initiatives. So what were the technical and institutional changes? Technical and institutional changes that are bought by the government to increase the agriculture production. Meanwhile, you are guessing the correct one. You are telling me that ma'am हमें तो ये पता है. I'll tell you the answer in detail. So, my dear students, the first thing, right? The first thing that was done for this purpose by the government was abolition of what? Abolition of zamindari process that were since ages working over there, right? Then we have seen certain initiatives like MSP. What is MSP, beta? So MSP stands for minimum support prices. The minimum support prices. Now what happened? Now pay attention. This is a whole story you need to know. But you are a farmer. है ना, you are a farmer and you might be thinking, अच्छा है farmer होते तो class 10th तो नहीं पढ़नी होती. By their life have also so many challenges and we should value it, right? So if we talk about like if you are a farmer growing wheat in your land, there's a probability that wheat can grow well, but there is a probability that wheat will not grow well. Now in that case, you have taken loans because you wanted seeds and certain implements used for farming. You have taken loan by the government or bank, and you will repay. You just said, damn, that we will repay after we get harvested. Now the wheat somehow becomes not good in production, or it get damaged or anything, because we know everything in India for agriculture purposes dependent on the weather, right? So it gets destroyed. Now how you will pay the loan? In that case, what government is doing, by what it is pre-decided amount by government. Class 9 में पढ़ा था अपन ने. It is pre-decided amount by government. Government tells you prior that by गेहूं हम आपके यहाँ से इतने में खरीद लेंगे. We will buy wheat at that fixed price from your place in whatever condition it is. No, it basically attracted farmers. ठीक है, तो this is minimum support price. Then we can see that there are certain crop insurance done, right? We have one more initiative by government, that is PAIS, Personal Accident Insurance Scheme. Meanwhile, you are doing agriculture activity, you can somewhere follow up. You can somewhere follow up with this. So personal accident, okay, personal accident what? Insurance scheme. Okay, then we have more such things like bulletins, weather bulletins you can see in newspapers, you can see in radio channels, TV channels, etc. Chalo, next question, last question, prepare nicely, it is very very important. Which of the following minerals are formed out of decomposed rock leaving a residual mass of weathered mineral? Coal, bauxite, gold or zinc? Okay, I'm waiting for your answers. Tell me which one will be the more correct one. The question is in front of you. So minerals. So minerals are formed out of several things. In your book you have 5 points, which itself become a very very important question. And one among that is out of residual mass, and this residual mass is created because of what? Decomposed rocks. Okay, whatever element in the rock was able to decompose, it get, and the living residual formed the mineral. Answer is bauxite. Were you correct? Okay, test yourself. Like there are so many students out here right now, I can't see everyone, I can't test everyone, so test yourself. Okay, important question, that's 15th one. Why do you think solar energy has a bright future in India? Bhai, most important question, it can be a competency based question also. Why? Because India is how you will frame the answer, it is a 2-marker question. India is a tropical and subtropical country. India is a tropical and subtropical country. Because of this, it has a high chance that we can use which type of energy beta? Solar energy. First point is this. The second point you can write, solar energy is a, okay, what it is. So it is a renewable or non-conventional source of energy, non-conventional source of energy, due to which it is not finite, due to which it is not finite, okay, eco-friendly too. Hence we should increase the, what we can say, use of solar energy in India. Get it? Chalo. Next question out there, how are integrated steel plants different from mini steel plants? What does this industry face? Problems. Acha bhai, now you might have not practiced this question, and I am very sure about this. Why? These are NCERT questions, and CBSE will not see that if you have practiced it or not. Be loyal to me right now. Have you practiced this? No, I'm sure. Achha, okay, fine, we'll do it. Basically, easy questions. I don't think that they will ask this as it is directly, but this is for our knowledge, and this is for the chance, probability that this can come. Okay, so two types of steel plants. We know that basically in mineral and steel industries, mineral processing industries, the major place is taken by iron and steel industries. Okay, in that iron and steel industries, there are certain processes like mixing iron and steel, rolling, sponge iron, and more such process. So when we talk about this, the integrated steel plant, okay, the integrated steel plant is a type of plant which is made large scale in nature, okay, which is made what beta, large scale in nature, and that involve all the process like from converting iron to steel, okay, and to make it a finished product. All the processes are over there. But when we talk about mini steel plants, okay, mini steel plants, rather than all these processes, it is definite with certain works like rolling. So this will do rolling only, okay, and many more such things like that. Now, what are the problems that this industry faces? You might be thinking, ma'am, this is the basic industry. What problems are these industries facing? They are facing. So what are the problems these industries are facing? Basically, the availability of raw material. Okay, we need coal, we need iron, and to make it available, that's a challenge. Then we will talk about, as it is a bulky product, transport itself is a challenge. Yes, we need to import it, export it, and many more such things. The third and the most important thing, all this process needs energy. All this process needs what? Energy. And hence, okay, and hence electricity or energy is one of the serious prone issue in India. Get it? Done with this type of questions. Will you now get confused? Say that no ma'am, we are not going to get confused over anymore, because you are out here. Okay, chalo. So I hope that you are guys getting more confident enough now. You're feeling more confident enough now. I hope I have made this feeling within you. Right? Is it? Chalo. Let's move to the next topic. Next topic is also very important, as well as difficult one, tricky one. Let's talk about it. Discuss the steps taken to minimize environmental degradation by industries. Okay. So in the chapter manufacturing industries, there is a topic at last, industrial pollution, okay, which talks about air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, and many more. And you guys are thinking, "Arey, pollution bachpan se padhe hai. We study it since childhood. We skip it. Do we?" Yes, I know you do. I know you do. You can lie over here, but you do. In that particular section of our book NCERT from geography, there is a topic how to minimize environmental degradation by industry. Okay, now let's talk about it. So basically the first and the major issue, okay, first and the major issue that we face is of industrial waste, that cause industrial pollution. Okay, pollution by industries, it is caused by it. If we talk about this industrial waste, it should be like properly discharged after treatment. It should be discharged after treatment. So what does that treatment involve? Because now what we are doing, we are directly discharging it into the water or into the land, degrading so and so. So there should be a proper treatment which involves 3 processes. How many processes, bacha? 3 processes. First is primary treatment, okay, then second is secondary treatment, and the third one is, okay, tertiary treatment. So in the primary treatment, there will be physical treatment, like we can remove whatever solid items were there, which can be removed easily without any chemical process, like solid waste basically. Then the secondary step involves the use of chemicals, that means chemical process. Third will include all these physical process plus chemical process as well as biological process to remove or make biological, okay, to remove or make the product to be discharged in water bodies or land then often. So we need to remove that gandagi out of that now, pehle. Then let it go into, like fumes are there by the industries, so we can put the filters over there, okay, so that it do not pollute the air, but it is doing. In India now, what is the problem? There are rules, but Indians think that there is a psychology that rules are meant to be broken, and in that thing we are just making our environment from a beautiful place to a petty place to live. Okay, chalo. Then you can write this in detail, beta, that industrial waste should be treated with the following steps. Then we can choose eco-friendly alternatives. This should be the structure of your answers. Meanwhile, you will be answering this question. Okay, next question. What are the different forms of power sharing in modern democracies? Give example of each. Arey bhai, I know everyone out here in my class right now is very sure about this question, know how to write this question, and if not, we are going to do this right now. Okay, so by first chapter, सबसे पहले यही पढ़ा था. This is the first chapter we studied in class 10, and right now we are in the month of January. And if you are not sure about this chapter ना, then हालत खराब है, तो फिर problem है. Okay, चलो. So here we are talking about what, beta? We are talking about different forms of power sharing. There are, yes, different forms of what? Power sharing in modern democracies. Different form of power sharing in where? Modern democracies. In modern democracies. So the first type is among different organs of government. So among different organs of government, you are pretty sure about this. Then second one, among different, आ रहा है कि नहीं everyone? नींद तो नहीं आ रही किसी को? Among different levels of government. Do not feel sleepy. I know it's SST. Then third is, I think I criticize the subject as more as I can. I don't rate you student to criticize this, but I love this subject. Okay, among different organs of government, among different levels of government, among different beta social groups among different social groups, and the last one, among different, now I am tired to write, political parties, pressure groups and movement. Pressure groups and G for groups, okay? Only here, not everywhere. Okay. So, now, pay attention. I think red one is okay, na? Among different organs of, so what are the organs? Organs are legislature, which makes the law, executive, that executes the law, judiciary, that upholds the law. And these are the part of single level of government, single level, central government, all these three bodies are present, and hence this type of division is known as horizontal division of power sharing. Okay, horizontal division of power sharing. It is also the system of checks and balances. अच्छा, why it is the system of checks and balances? कौन बताएगा मुझे? Anyone in the live chat? Okay, system of checks and balances. Now, among different levels of government, yes, there are certain levels like central government, then we have state government, and then we have local government, and this type of power sharing is known as vertical sharing of power. Vertical sharing of power. Okay. Among different social groups, the best example, bhai, social group, alag-alag log, having different languages, different culture, different. Okay, so talk about examples. You will give the example of community government. Which government, beta? Community government, where it was made in the country Belgium. Kaun si country? Belgium. Done? Okay. Among different political parties, pressure groups and movement, I see. Yes, I can see as your doubts are also coming here. So, I know that students have so much doubt with this topic. How, ma'am? Why political parties are sharing power? Coalition form of government. What you will say? Coalition form of... Acha, not coalition. Arey bhai. Clumsy. So, example is coalition form of government. Okay, very good. Then we have more examples like pressure groups by trade unions. Government की ये policy नहीं जम रही, we will do dharna like everyone in Delhi is doing. Result क्या है I don't know. आगे बढ़ो. Okay, next question out here. 19th question of the day. Consider the following statements about power sharing arrangement in Belgium and Sri Lanka. Read it nicely. Read it nicely. Very important. Okay. In Belgium, pay attention, the Dutch-speaking majority people tried to impose... Acha, wait. There is some problem with this question. Which of the statements given above is correct? But these are paragraphs. These are not statements. Wait, I'll make it in statement. Consider the following statement about power sharing arrangement in India. Full stop. Full stop. Acha re, full stop, bhai. Here starts the point number 1. In Belgium, the Dutch-speaking majority people tried to impose their dominance on the minority French-speaking community, and the first point end here. Okay, do not get irritated. I'm correcting the question. Sometimes mistakes happens. यार मेरे से भी हो जाती है. Okay, second point. In Sri Lanka, the policies of government sought to ensure the dominance of the Sinhala-speaking majority. Is this one correct? Tried to impose their dominance on the minority. Okay. Then we have third point over here. The Tamils in Sri Lanka demanded a federal arrangement of power sharing to protect their culture, language and equality of opportunity in education and jobs. Third point NCERT. And this is the fourth point. So, do not consider it as 1, 2, 3, 4 A. This is B. This is C. And this is D. अच्छा ठीक है चलो now let's solve this. I will solve this for you because I have made the mistake. However, it's easy beta. So first point says in Belgium the Dutch speaking majority people tried to impose dominance by no. Accommodation was done. Statement A is wrong. If statement A is wrong, option A becomes wrong, option B becomes wrong because it has A. Let's read the rest one. B. Where is B, 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 B? Here. In Sri Lanka, the policies of the government sought to ensure the dominance of the Sinhala speaking majority. Ensure the dominance, yes. They were in majority. Kitna percent? Kitna percent? Tell me. Tell me how much percent. Yes, so this one is correct. If this one is correct, then answer will be D. So whoever has given me the answer D, very good. Keep it up. Chalo. 20 question, pick out one feature from federalism that is similar to and that is different from Belgium. By very good question from NCERT. Like this is the type of question that should come in your exam. So we know that there is a country, Belgium, okay, who is a federal country. There is a country, India. Two countries. But this is like Dutch. Okay. Then we have for French and then we have for Germans too. So now, as this type of government structure is not present in India because we are a reason also you should know na bhai, we are a multi-diverse nation. भाई कितनी भाषा है, community government on the basis of language बनाएंगे तो done and dusted, country का सत्यानाश. Okay, chalo. So this is a very very important question. Again, I'm taking a minute to drink water. Meanwhile, you also take your break. We'll come back to solve the rest 33 questions for the day. Okay, ready for it? Bring your Josh back along with you. Okay, chalo. Okay, so you understood this question. Let us move to the next one in the list. That's 21 questions. State any two difference between the local government before and after the constitutional amendment in 1992. So my dear students, this is particularly from the chapter. Let's choose the pen with the color. So this one is from the chapter Federalism. Hai na? In the Federalism, the last topic is decentralization. Do you guys remember it? And in that decentralization is basically the process in which powers are taken from the central government and state government and shared to the state or local government. Basically, power is taken from central and state government and they are shared to the local government. Okay, and the question is about the local government changes that were brought in India in the year 1992 with the Constitution Amendment Act 73rd and 74th. Now you might be thinking, ma'am, we don't know that Constitution Amendment Act because that's not written in your book. So they are talking about what was the situation before this period. Okay, before 1992, and what was the situation after this period? Ma'am, does this type of question comes in exam? Yes, this type of question definitely comes in exam and it is one of the most popular NCERT question out there. To all the students who have not yet prepared the NCERT questions, beta, this video, this is very important for all of you. ठीक है, NCERT questions plays a very important role. You guys are struggling with multiple reference book, multiple practice sessions all out there, but you forget to focus on the NCERT questions, and this is why we have bought this. Before 1992, if we talk about panchayats and municipalities, it was not legally present, but it was present in some areas. So, in the local government that was present in that areas, elections were not regular because nothing was regularized by the government, rather it was done locally. So, elections were not what beta regular. First of all, this was it. right? There was no institutions, no buildings, no infrastructure existed that is related to local government. ठीक है? No work at the local level was done in a manner that used to be done after 1992. So what happened after 1992? So State Election Commission was formed, a body that will basically what we can say bhai so that will organize elections, ठीक है, fair elections, free and fair elections in the states for local government, and these elections will be organized after every 5 years, ठीक है. So this was the more important point, right? Infrastructure and institution will be developed after 1992. Everything was now legally binding, okay? The formation of local government was legally binding. The sources of revenue, because bhai pehle to kya hota tha, what happened before earlier in this place, they were allotted work but they were not having revenue to do the work. पैसा ही नहीं था. If पैसा नहीं रहेगा तो how they will work. So source of revenue was mentioned in the constitution, right? So that state government can give funds, central government can give funds, even they have the right to collect revenue. Some type of taxes are allowed to be collected by the local government, and this is how work can be binding on them. So these are the situation before and after 1992 local government. Clear or not? Give me a thumbs up right now if you are clear with this question, and if you still have any doubt you can ask meanwhile. So we are done with this question 21. Let's move to another one. State the various functions political parties perform in democracy. By political party chapter, this is very much clear that this question comes from the chapter political parties, right? The chapter starts with the definition of political party. Okay, what is the definition of political party? The political party is a group in which group of people come together with the objective of contesting election, okay, and forming the government, because if they will contest election and win the election, they will form what beta? Government. So what is a political party? A political party is a group of people who come together with an objective of contesting elections and forming the government. This is the main thing. Now, but the question asks you, what are the functions of political parties? So the answer will be written in such a manner. The functions of, okay, the functions of political parties are as follows. The functions of political parties are as follows. Kya hai bhai? What are the functions of political parties? The first and the foremost thing which we studied in the definition also is to contest elections. What is the foremost function? It is to contest election. Like we can say that there are different practices which is adopted by the countries like USA, UK and India. Like within the political parties, elections are done, leader is chosen, then the election is done and the best candidate is chosen. Some countries follow this. Like if we talk about India, according to certain policies of the parties, we choose the leader, and after that different political party leaders fight the election, contest the election. Okay, this is the process. Now when they contest the election, ठीक है, to contest the election they need to form what? हाथ जोड़ने जब आते हैं तो they tell you what? They tell you their policies and programs. They tell you their, bhai, I am going to do this in your region. Do you want to elect me or not? It's your choice. So they do it now. I am going to share you this much money in your bank account. So you are going to vote or not? So there are certain policies and programs which they use as a propaganda before the elections. If they won the election, then they will form the government. Okay, if they won the election, they will do what beta? They will form the government. If they do not won the election, Okay, if they do not won the election, they will play the role of opposition. They will play the role of opposition party for sure. Okay, and they will shape what? Public voices. They will shape public concerns or public voice, because we as a democratic country, we know that each and every individual cannot be the part of government. Okay, rather we choose our representatives, and that representatives come from where, students? They come from political parties itself. Clear or not? Everyone out here right now present, tell me, will you able to write this answer? Because this definitely comes as a 5-marker question in your exam. So are you going to handle it now? Acha, pay attention, one more thing. Whenever I am framing these type of answers and giving you the keywords, you should at least have, okay, because this one is for a 5-marker question. This one is for how many marks? This one is for a 5-marker question. You should at least write 2 to 3 lines in the descriptions what we just discussed to make your answer examiner friendly, and choose the keywords that are from NCERT only. Apni kahani, your stories, your don't write. ठीक है? Done. Now next question, that's 23 question, 10 more remaining, 33 top NCERT question. This is all about the life today. How does democracy produces an accountable, legitimate and responsive government? By outcomes of democracy. Achha, tell me right now everyone, do you find outcomes of democracy as a difficult chapter, tough chapter, right? Do you find it? Because I have seen that this is one of the easiest chapter in civics, but when the question regarding framing answers come na, most of the students are in doubt that we will be able to write it or not, right? Is this the situation same? Now we will talk about this answer by democracy. Okay? Democracy in class 9th we studied democratia, rule of the people, government of the people. Yes, it produces an accountable. Okay? It is basically an accountable. Then we know it is responsive. It is responsive, and it is legitimate type of government. Okay? Accountable, responsive and legitimate type of government. Now when we talk about accountable type of government, when we talk about what? Accountable type of government, my dear students, we should discuss about it. Now what happens now? In a democratic setup, everything is based upon representatives. It is based upon representatives, because we as an individual cannot directly go and be the part of democracy. Hence we choose our representatives. Whenever there is any decision to be made, okay, whenever there is any decision to be made, it will be based upon what? It will be based upon debates and negotiations. It will be based upon debates and negotiation. Okay? This much is very much correct, but it should be based upon debates and discussions. It takes time, right? It slows the process of decisions, but at least every decision is made when the majority decision is taken. Okay? When we talk about responsive form of government, right? When we talk about what? Responsive form of government, as decisions are taken by the debates and negotiation, the discussions will be it will be favor in the majority of the population of India. Not everyone will be happy, but at least majority of the population will be happy, right? If we talk about responsive form of government, pay attention, this form of government will be responsible for the people, as it is what? As it is elected by the people. Okay? As it is elected by the people, and as it is elected by the people, it is answerable to the people too. Answerable to the people too. This is the reason we have an act that is right to information. However, a negative point is also given in your NCERT, and that negative point is such that democracy is not very successful in sharing information, and sometimes when this line comes in your exams, you get confused and write it as wrong. No. Yes, it is written in NCERT that democracy every time is not successful in sharing information with you. Okay, pay attention. Legitimate government, भैया legitimate right होना, right? I have legitimate right over my phone. मतलब it is mine, that's mine. So this government is yours because who choose it? The people choose it. ठीक है, it's something like तेरा है पर मेरा है. So this government is तेरी है पर मेरी है. So it is people's own government. What it is, beta? People's own government. Okay. So this is all about this question. आ गया कि नहीं? Done everyone? Done? चलो. Next question, that's match list 1 and list 2. List 1 deals with organization and struggles, and select the correct answer with the codes given below in the list 2. Okay, list 1, list 2. This one is also from political parties. List 1 gives you the name of political parties like Congress Party. Okay, Bharatiya Janata Party. Then we have Communist Party of India, Telugu Desam Party. You need to match these with National Democratic Alliance, State Party, Union Progressive Alliance, and Left Front. ठीक है, ऑप्शंस हैं इधर. वी हैव ऑप्शंस A, B, C, D. A, B, what? A, B, C, D. Match with it. Up till then, I'm bringing my water bottle. Match them. Tell me the answer in the live chat option right now. Okay, so let's match it. We can see here it is Congress Party, Indian National Congress, right? Now pay attention, there are two words in your book. One is alliance, ठीक है? The other one is coalition, right? Are you guys confused between the two? Yes, you get sometimes. So, sorry. We see that whenever two or more than two parties come together and make a group, it is two and more than two parties come together and make a group to contest election, for contesting the election, then that is known as alliance. What it is known as, beta? It is known as alliance. But when two or more than two political parties come together to form the government, they won the elections, they come together, form the government, that type of government is known as coalition government. Now you might be thinking, ma'am, why are you telling this to us? Because we need to match here the parties with their form of coalition government. Like when Congress Party wins the election, it is not Congress. Whenever it is with along other parties, it is referred as United Progressive Alliance. So let's match one with C. Anywhere the first one which starts with C, yes, option A starts with C, okay, but we will read other left too. Don't make this mistake what I am doing right now. Bharatiya Janata Party, that means BJP. It is NDA Alliance, that means National Democratic Alliance. Okay, beta. Then if we talk about Communist Party, it is a left front party. Telugu Desam Party, it is state party. Okay? So yes, option A is very much correct. To all the students who have given me answer with option A, well done, beta. Well done, you guys are doing great today. Now, development of a country is determined by, easiest question of the day, easiest. Development of a country is determined by per capita income, literacy rate, education. What do you think? Which one is the correct answer to this question? Okay, development of a country is determined by, tell me it is determined by what? Very good. So, yes, this one is from the chapter development. ठीक है अच्छा from economics, because sometimes you get confused with resource and development. Now what happens by when we started comparing countries on the basis of development, what we did, first of all, we chose what? Per capita income. We choose what? Per capita income. Acha, what do you mean by per capita income? If we talk about per capita income, we mean that it is total income upon, ठीक है? It is total income upon total population. It is total income upon total population, which gives you the income of for one person within the nation in an financial year. But neither everyone is earning equal. ठीक है, nor equal states, like states of India are earning equal. How can nations earn equal? And when we are talking this is basically average income. ठीक है, if in a nation person A is earning at least 1 lakh rupees, ठीक है, and other people are earning just 500 rupees, ठीक है, the average income of the nation will be more, but it does not mean that the whole nation is developed. Then the World Bank report came and we consider this is not correct. Rather, there are other factors which are important, that is other than income. What are they? They are literacy rate, like how much educated the person is, as well as literacy rate, education double repeat kar diya, as well as it is health. So yes, all of these, D is the correct answer. I'm pretty sure every one of you out there is correct. Next question. Aajo bhai, what do you understand by disguised unemployment? Explain with examples from urban and rural area. Anyone who has practiced this type of question? See, disguised unemployment and its example from rural as well as from urban areas makes this topic itself important. ठीक है? Now we know one thing. We know one thing, that is unemployment. Okay? One thing, that is unemployment. What is unemployment? When a person, pay attention, when a person is unable to find the work, it is unable to find work, that situation is known as what? That situation is known as unemployment. But there is a situation which is referred as underemployment. Do not get confused. The difference lies here. And that's underemployment slash, which is also referred as disguised unemployment. It is also referred as disguised unemployment. Now, what is the difference between the two? Let's talk about it. Meanwhile, I'm teaching. You can also tell me in the chat options. So, what is disguised unemployment? A situation in which, okay, a situation in which a person is working, काम तो कर रहे हैं, right? A situation in which a person is working, but the person is working less than its potential, but less than its potential. Like a person can work 8 hours in a day and he has more skill. Like a person is graduated, for an example, and working in an agriculture field, that too as a labor, because he could not maintain that resources or he could not use up his skills, his or her skills. That's the reason disguised unemployment exists. ठीक है? आ गया समझ? Is it clear to everyone out there? Tell me. ठीक है, okay. So this is the situation which is known as underemployment or disguised unemployment. Now we have to give the examples of them in the urban area as well as in the rural area too. Let's talk about it. Like if in the urban area and rural area there is a difference. You can see casual workers, like you need to casual workers or laborers we can say. Yeah, both are correct. Casual workers or laborers. Like if we want to build a house, we will hire certain workers and these are for that specific period of time casually. In every place, in every district, every place, you will see a square where in the morning so many workers gather and the work are allotted to them up till they require. Depends upon their requirement of work. Right, that's casual work. In urban areas, like if we want to paint our house, we will most probably call a painter during the time of what? During the time of demand, like Diwali, festivals, Shadi and all that. So, they are demanded when required. They are working less than their potential. They can work daily, but they are not able to find the work. That is known as disguised unemployment. Okay? Or in rural areas, I'll say labor. Okay? I'll say labor. Acha, let's talk about with the help of an example. This is a piece of land. In this piece of land, if two laborers are working daily, right, for 7 to 8 hours, okay, the maximum productivity can be taken out. Maximum productivity can be taken out from this particular area. But now what happens? These two members in the family got married. Now they are 2 plus 2. That means 4. All of them are working in the same land. Okay? Rather than working for 7 to 8 hours, now they are all together working for just 5 to 6 hours, getting free after that, enjoying their time, etc. Roaming, घूम रहे हैं, मस्ती कर रहे हैं, right? Is it the maximum productivity in their life? No, they are not working according to their potential. So everyone's work pressure is reduced. Getting my point? But when we talk about the result, the productivity, that's not. These two members, if they are working in some another field or going outside finding a job, they will add to the income of that family. Is it? This is what known as disguised unemployment. You can choose these examples to write this type of questions. Done? Okay? The framework to this type of questions are very, very important, my dear students. Moving to the next question. Most important, favorite, take it as a special question. I don't know why CBSE is so obsessed with this type of question, and the question is, service sector in India employs 2 type of people. Who are these? Okay, by the way, I was imagining the question. Like, see, I did the same mistake you guys are doing always. What? Reading the first letter of the question and assuming that service sector importance is rising in the economy, write 5 points. I was assuming that question. However, this one is also important. So, service sector in India employs 2 type of people. Basically, see, service sector is employing 2 type of people. Either one who is under-skilled person, okay, or the person who is skilled. If I talk about service sector, I am here talking about tertiary sector of economy. How many sectors of economy are there? 3. Name them. Okay, so here I am talking about tertiary sector of Indian economy where services are provided. Acha, which type of services are provided? There are ample of services, like a person who is a lawyer is a service, a person who is a doctor, again a service, a person who is a teacher, again a service. But this profiles of work, okay, only works when a person is skilled enough. Like if I know teaching, then I can be a teacher. Not everyone can be. Not everyone can be a doctor. Similarly is with the lawyer too. But there are certain other services also, like there is a carpenter. Okay? Or what we can say, I just used a wrong word, like a person who is either like good paid or a person who is underpaid or not valued. So this person is valued in the market, ठीक है, this is not that valued in the market. Like if we talk about carpenter, he has the skill, but is he paid enough in the market? No. If we talk about tailors in the market, but we can't exist without this work. No, everyone wants it. So these type of employment are generated by what? By the service sector over there. Clear? Next question. ठीक है, important one. Now workers are exploited in unorganized sector. Do you agree? Give reason. By you guys throughout the year prepared one answer. Write the difference between organized and unorganized sector. Now this question directly comes into an exam and you are like thappa. What happened? What happened now? You just need to understand the pattern of the question and write the same thing here. Like workers are exploited in unorganized sector. Yes, I agree with this statement. Yes, I agree with this statement. Acha, why do you agree? Write it in the form of answer. That can give you how many marks? 5 marks. ठीक है? Yes, I agree with the statement because in unorganized sector, the main problem is that they do not follow. ठीक है? They do not follow the rules and regulation. The rules and regulations that are set up by the government, and as they do not follow them, ठीक है, they are exploiting the workers for sure. ठीक है? In unorganized sector, ठीक, there is no fixed salary which is provided in an organized sector. We do not get what, bacha? We do not get a fixed salary out there. Third one, they do not follow rules and regulation. They do not have a fixed salary. If ever they work overtime, ठीक है, they are not paid. But in organized sector, if we work, we are paid. Then we give low wages to the people who are working in unorganized sector. ठीक, there are no benefits provided to the person, like for example they are having unpaid leaves. No paid leaves are provided to them. No medical facilities are provided to them. ठीक है, there is no concept like maternity or paternity leave out there in unorganized sector. Along with that, there are not such thing like insurance. ठीक है, there is nothing like gratuity which is provided to you when you work in a company for a longer period of time as a gratitude, showing gratitude to you. This is what you need to answer. भाई बहुत सारे points है. We have multiple points. We just need to answer them and we need to get the points over that time in the exam. The most important thing is sometimes we don't get the points. Why do we don't get the points? Because we are not practicing that much. The major issue is we lack in practice, beta. So this is why these sessions are going on in Rush at the platform. Deeksha, Vedantu, to all out here, like the session for sure. And if you're for the first time on my live, my channel, go hit the subscribe button right now if not done yet. Okay. However, I'm expecting that you guys have done it. 29 question, in the situation of high risk, credit might create further problems for the borrowers. Explain. Yes, this is an issue. In situation of what? High risk. By high risk hai, credit might create problem for the borrowers. Yes, explain kar do फटाफट. Let's explain that. So credit basically is a facility, ठीक है, in which you are getting पैसा, पैसे, है ना. Here the form of credit I'm talking about is not salary, it is loan. Whenever we go to take loan, there are two situations. What are they? There can be a positive situation and there can be a negative situation for the borrower. Whenever a person is taking credit from the bank, the person is referred as borrower. What he is or she is known as borrower. When you borrow money or credit from the bank, there are two situations. Either you can be profitable or you can get into a problem because it has risk. For example, you started a business, you took the loan from the bank and you thought that it will be successful. Somehow it is not. Now how you will repay the loan? So in that situation, ठीक है, it pushes the borrowers into risk, and that risk is known as debt trap. Okay, when you took the loan from the bank, you need to repay it. If you are unable to repay it, you will take a loan from another person and repay it. Similarly, this is a trap that goes on and on. Get it? Like if we talk about credit card, the same situation. एक ले लो, successful नहीं हुआ, will take another. This is new form of debt trap. However, in the previous old times, the farmer usually gets into debt trap because they takes the loan from the money lenders particularly. ठीक है, they takes the loan from the money lenders at a very high interest rate. At a very high what? Interest rate. When their crop fails, somehow when their crop fails, ठीक है, they are unable to pay back the money lender, but the money lender is cruel uncle, right? They want the loan back. So they'll go to another money lender, buy it, pay him, and this is how they will get into a circle of debt that is known as debt trap. Get it? Done? आ गया सबको? Everyone out here, tell me, understood this? Wow, great. 29 question done. 30. Why do we need to expand formal sectors of credit in India? Why do we need to expand formal sectors of India? What are the formal sectors? So basically, there are two types of sectors for providing loans: formal sectors, informal sectors. What are the formal sectors? That are regulated, ठीक है? That are regulated by the government. As they are regulated by the government, why we need to expand that? We need to expand it because it will not exploit the borrowers. It will not exploit the borrowers. Okay. The second thing is, in the formal sector, comparatively, ठीक है, comparatively it has low interest rate. Without interest तो नहीं देगा कोई loan, but it has low interest. Low interest rate, so that it makes it affordable for the people to take the loans, right? And the third one, we will talk about its example. Like there are certain example of banks, ठीक है, cooperatives bank, fine. So you can have a trust on these, so that, okay, you can trust on them. They require certain basic things and then give loans to you. 30 question out here. 31 is the most important question. Do you feel the same? Batao. I'm watching you guys. Fine. So what is the basic idea behind SHG for the poor? SHG, what does it stands for? It stands for self-help group. What it is? Self-help group, bhai. Fine. It is self-help group. Now when we talk about self-help groups, they are typically group of how many members? They are typically group of 15 to 20 members. Typically the group of 15 to members. Especially these are women's. So what happened now? Women live in the same society, 15 to 20 women's grouped together and decided that they will pool their savings. क्या करेंगे? इकट्ठा करेंगे. Like they will pool their saving, whatever saving they have daily. It can vary from rupees 25 to rupee 100, but this saving they will be doing it daily and regular. ठीक है? Now, if anyone among them wants a small loan to start a business or something like that, she will ask the group that bhai loan de do. ठीक है? Now, all the decisions regarding loan activities in the group will be taken by the members of the group, and a small, or what we can say, a less interest rate will be applied and the person will be given the loan. खुश, सब खुश, लोन भी ले लिया, कोलेटरल भी नहीं रखना पड़ा, इंटरेस्ट रेट भी कम है, बैंक के पास भी नहीं जाना पड़ा, there no documentation and everyone is happy. And do you know when this SSG is regular in saving, even bank starts providing them loan, right? Like Grameen Bank is one of the best example from Bangladesh. So this is all about this question. Next question. Give two examples of different type of global exchange which took place in 17th century global exchange. Acha. Choose one example from Asia and the other one from America. Now the question is not that straightforward, but this one is from the chapter Making of Global World. ठीक है? Do you guys able to guess it? What the answer shall be? Making of global world. हाँ भाई. So they are asking you instances of global exchange, one from Asia and the other one from America. So let's talk about first for Asia, and then we will talk about America. By what is the basic global exchange? And here, are they referring trade anywhere? No. Then we have the option to write trade as well as culture. So from in Asia, particularly via the Silk Route, Indian spices were traveled from one place to another. ठीक है? Along with that, we know one more thing, that's culture. Buddhism via the same route spread it towards the different nations like China, Japan, Korea, etc. If we talk about America, we have got so many food items, है ना? Okay, global exchange, yes, food item is also there. Potato. Then we have groundnut. ठीक है? Then we have maize, we have chilies. All these were bought from America to Europe and then to the rest of the world, including Asia. Kalya. Okay, so 32nd question of the day is also completes here. Also complete here. ये थोड़ा helping work ज़्यादा डालते हैं हम. Moving to the last question of the day. 33 most important NCERT questions. Relaxed. What made the famous statement? Sorry, who made the famous statement? When France sneezes, the rest of the Europe catches cold. The famous personality. Batao, who said this? When France sneezes, the rest of Europe catches cold. When France sneezes, the rest of the Europe catches cold. ठीक है? So Frederick Sorrow नहीं, he made the painting. Duke Metternich बिल्कुल हाँ. Garibaldi नहीं, Mazzini नहीं. So the correct answer here is Duke Metternich. Who was Duke Metternich? He was an Austrian chancellor. He was an Austrian chancellor. He was also present because he hosted what? He hosted Treaty of Vienna. He hosted Treaty of Vienna. ठीक है भाई, he hosted Treaty of Vienna. Every time the revolution in revolution in Europe started with France. So he said, by France sneezes, the rest of Europe catches cold, which means that every time nationalist sentiments are brought forward by the nation France, and the rest of Europe get influenced by it. This is what the actual meaning, what particularly this personality talks about. So are you guys happy solving 33? Most important NCERT questions from here. Tell me right now, was this session helpful to all of you? Right? Did am I able to solve all the queries? I know I am. However, ठीक करते हैं यार भाई. So this was all about today's session. We discussed about 33 most important questions. If it's all done, then let's end the live session for today. Up till then, I'll just say thank you to all the students here. Acha, one more thing, by exams are so close, and I am seeing in the live chats and various other platforms too, you guys are just chatting, sharing IDs, Snapchats. Like, dekhiye, it's all your wish and will, but here, this is a high time we should study. Like, up in this time also, if you're wasting time, But there is a student who do not study for whole year, but for this particularly crucial month of January and February can score very good marks. But if you are not serious about your studies, then nothing else can work out. Okay? Start getting serious. Just not that seriousness should hinder your cost your happiness, but you should be serious about the work you are doing. That's studying. You have nothing else to do. And you might be thinking, यहाँ भी ज्ञान मिल रहा है, घर पे भी मिलता है, सब जगह. भाई पढ़ो, ठीक है? Start studying. We are very close to exam. All the best. My good wishes to all the students out here who are being with us in the journey of Deeksha Vedantu. Class 10, the channel that was started in August, and you guys showered a lot of love to us. That's well and great. And I want one more thing, that if there are still students who have not subscribed the YouTube channel, by karo. We are so much, we are up to bringing so many important so many important recorded videos on the same platform. So you need to do that. You have to do it. You will do it. I know you have done it. Okay, meet you in the next live. Up till then, take care. Eat healthy. Be healthy. Okay? Do not sacrifice your health in front of studies. Study, but taking care of yourself. Bye-bye.